The sin of pride prevented me from being delivered from my sins. I studied the Bible a lot. Deliverance came to those who were obedient, who forgave, who repented of their sins. And then some of these who were obedient really didn't study their Bible as much. It's just they did the right things. But the fact that they didn't study their Bibles a lot, it prevented them from giving a testimony by video or book, is why I think there's a lack of testimony. I've seen believers who went through their deliverance years ago. They're at an advanced stage in their walk with Christ, and they presume that beginners and others have their same level of knowledge and experience. They criticize rather harshly, and I'd have to say you have a lot of control over reading the Bible and prayer, but as far as the experience, there's not much control over the experience that God gives us. So phase one for me happened before YouTube. I read my Bible from front to back a few times. I listened to a lot of sermons. No fellowship. I went to an old person church. They knew my family, so I didn't say much. Phase two, in 2015, I first noticed the Mandela effect changes. And around that time, 4 people wanted to kill me. My gang stalking was at its worst. So I ran for my life. I stayed in the same company, but I transferred, to a different town. Phase 3 is a year later. I made my YouTube channel and began to have fellowship with Christians who have been gang stalked and those who have seen the Mandela effect changes. I'm thinking about making just a channel for Mandela effect changes just to establish a timeline. I know that there are targeted individuals that see the Mandela effect changes, but I know there's just targeted individuals, and I know there's just those who see the Mandela effect changes and they claim to be Christians. And I think I've annoyed both groups. I don't know what I'm going to do. But anyway, there was less than a handful of channels talking about the same subject matter, about gang stalking and the Mandela effect, and a lot of them were secular. So, anyway, later on I began to learn about deliverance. Phase 4 was my deliverance testimony. God was teaching me about fasting, the basics of deliverance. And since I was mostly set free, I had to acknowledge the Jezebel spirit. It was another aspect of demonic gang stalking. So, I have gang stalking as a combination of sin pattern torment, the Jezebel spirit, traditional persecution. In traditional persecution, Christ's name is brought up. So, anyway, it's been a long walk as a believer and much more to come. Thank you for watching.